Hello, television family. Good to see you again. We've made it to a Tuesday. It's the 8th day of October, 2024. I am Dan Kuntz, 1 month from Election Day. Can't come soon enough for me. It is a little on the cool side, 42 degrees. We're in for another beautiful day today. It was gorgeous yesterday, 74. Gobs of sunshine, well above normal. 66 is our normal high. We're going to be even warmer than that today. And then a weak system, as these things go, it's not packing a big punch, but we'll see cooler temperatures, a few more clouds Wednesday, Thursday, and even into Friday. And then we go right back to sunny and mild. We're going to be in mid-October by the weekend, and it's going to feel not mid-October-ish. No rain in the forecast, unfortunately. All the details you need is coming up, including the long-term forecast from the Climate Prediction Center. Guess what? Still warm. News, yes. Sports. I watched both playoff games yesterday. That's one of the advantages when you get up at the hours that we get up at and work the hours that we do by the early afternoon. You're done for the day. Gave me a chance to watch the Tigers beat the Guardians and the Royals beat my Yankees. We'll talk about sports. A busy day in prep, especially in prep volleyball and soccer. Lots of action going on. We'll have that in sports. And yesterday we showed you the short version of the really cool story that Casey and Josiah put together about Maverick. Maverick is the new drug-sniffing canine dog at the East Wenatchee Police Department. They didn't have one for a long time, over a decade, and they finally got the funding and the wherewithal to do it. They brought Maverick on board. He has a handler. He is Officer Jordan Conley. We're going to hear from him. And of course, the chief of the East Wenatchee Police Department, Rick Johnson, to talk about how Maverick is a key addition to the East Wenatchee's crime-fighting force. The Men in Blue. We'll have that for you in the back half of the program. It's going to be a busy show, 2 minutes after the hour. Let's see what we got. Sunrise, not quite here yet, but we talked about this yesterday. There's enough ambient light that the cameras are looking good all over the Wenatchee Valley. Few high clouds. Again, it's 42 degrees. Yesterday we hit 74. Our normal high is 66. Sunrise still hasn't happened yet. If you're watching the live edition of this program, sunrise is still about 7 minutes away officially, 7:10 this morning. Sunset at 6:25. That's 11 hours and 15 minutes of daylight. Camera 2 is back up to Lake Wenatchee. We love these cameras, so let's keep using them. Not as foggy on the surface of the lake today as it was yesterday at this time. It looks like they have a few more clouds, though, as well. They may slide over the top. Any kind of precipitation, by the way, is going to be confined to the west slopes of the Cascades. So even though it looks like they may get a little precipitation, there's actually none in the forecast. Those clouds are pretty high up there. They're not real low-hanging clouds. To the Chelan Butte we go, looking over towards the Waterville Plateau. As you can see, a lot less cloud cover up there. Still a few high clouds hanging around, but again, they're way up there in the atmosphere. You can just make out a little sliver of the Columbia River looking over to Waterville. Wave to Waterville, wave to me. There we go, I'm waving back. That's from the Chelan Butte, but we have that pointed to the southeast so we can see Waterville because we love Waterville. And we love the Billy Goat camera, probably my favorite of all of them. Again, just like yesterday, we have it pointed to the southeast, so you can't see Bridgeport. You can't see Bridgeport anyway, but you can't see Brewster and you can't see Pateros or the Methow River, but it's still a nice view. You can see a little sliver of the Columbia as it makes its way down to the Pacific, and the sun just starting to creep up there. A little bit higher in elevation, and of course, it's also higher up on the planet, and so they have a sooner sunrise than we do, but they also have a sooner sunset. So there's your trade-off there. It's Tuesday, and on Tuesdays is the day we normally check in with the Climate Prediction Center. We're going to do it again, the long-term forecast, folks, from the National Weather Service. As you can see, this is the forecast period for most of next week. It came out yesterday. These are the people who look at all the computer models and figure out what the heck's going on, and then out this comes. You don't have to use that sound effect if you don't want to. And we have about a 60 to 70% chance of seeing our temperatures next week above normal. Yeah, it looks like this heat wave, and it's been a very warm. It was a warm June, warmer than normal June. It was an unbelievably hot July, one of the hottest Julys ever. August was about normal. September, very warm. October so far has been very warm. That pattern hasn't changed at all. And as far as precipitation, we're actually leaning above normal. There's a chance, anyway, of seeing above normal precipitation. Well above normal chances would be really nice. This weather's been really cool, but who's kidding who about 2 days of a nice steady rain is exactly what the doctor ordered, but that prescription is not going to be filled by Mother Nature. Sorry, from the National Weather Service. Another unseasonably warm day today. A good 10 degrees above normal for the afternoon high. A little breeze here and there, no big deal. 51 for the overnight low tonight. The clouds will start rolling in as this weak system comes in. It's mostly going to be felt Wednesday and Thursday. It's nothing big. In fact, even though it's going to cool us down quite a bit, it's still well above normal with that 70-degree high under partly sunny skies. A few more clouds tomorrow. Little wind Wednesday night, 42 for the overnight low, 66 with sunshine on Thursday, so back down to normal. It's going to feel almost cold considering what we've had, and then up the ladder we go to 68 to 74 to 76. And we were thinking maybe rain on Friday. They've shoved that off into Monday if we get any at all. Outside of that, just nothing but sunshine. Few passing high clouds here and there. Most of the clouds will be relegated to Friday. So it's just, the hits just keep on coming. All right, after a quick 2-minute break, we're going to let you know what is in the news on this Tuesday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Who does Springwater Insurance Group work for? Well, we work for you. Now, some of you think we work for Medicare insurance plans. No, we work for you and your Medicare needs. Now, we are independent agents, and this allows us to teach you about all your plan choices. Now, once we find the most suitable health and drug plan for this new year, we then assist you with your enrollment. We also take it a step further. We provide local, face-to-face customer service at one of our local offices. We provide this service because it's what you want.
My name's Nick Dirk, and I've been a cinematographer-photographer for over 10 years. I got my start at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Without the Tech Center, I wouldn't have got my first job in media production 3 months after I graduated high school.
My name is Charlie Voris, and I own Vortex Productions. My work has taken me on exciting adventures all around the world, and I got my start at Wenatchee Valley Tech.
Hey, my name is Oli Mingo, and I'm the Executive Director at Heirloom Creatives in Wenatchee. I am so thankful for Wenatchee Valley Tech to be able to have my dream career.
Quite a bit of clear skies, a couple of high clouds, 42 degrees, mid to upper 70s for our afternoon high today. We cool down to about 70 on Wednesday. Cooler still Thursday, but still very mild. And then just a drop-dead gorgeous weekend. Another in a series of gorgeous weekends heading our way in the not-too-distant future. It's 9 minutes after the hour. We have the latest information on that missing Moses Lake man who's been missing now since Thursday, October 3rd. 54-year-old Richard Smith, last seen on the morning of October 3rd. That's when he told his girlfriend he was going bass fishing at Potholes Reservoir. He left in his truck. He took with him a 12-foot flat-bottom aluminum boat and a kayak. Well, his truck was located at Medicare Beach and still had the kayak in the bed of the truck. On Saturday, a Yakima man came forward with what was later confirmed to be Smith's tackle box and a boat flotation device that was located along the shore of the reservoir. A search effort was conducted Sunday near the Potholes Reservoir. They used boats, they used airplane, they used a drone, but searchers found no signs of Smith or his boat. Smith is 5'9". He weighs approximately 180 pounds. He is bald with hazel eyes and a white goatee. He was last seen wearing blue Adidas pants and a shirt and a jacket of unknown colors. Well, it's budget time for local governments, the Wenatchee City Council among them. They're going to weigh a proposed budget on Thursday that bumps spending only modestly for 2025. The 2025 budget plan unveiled this week shows an increase in general fund spending of just under $400,000 from $36.4 million to $36.8 million. The biggest percentage increase comes in the city's contract to pay for public defense, with more than $500,000 added to pay lawyers to defend indigent clients in county and municipal court. General revenue is also expected to go up from $35.1 million this year to $35.9 million next year. Applications are now being accepted for the open seat on Leavenworth's City Council, the seat previously held by Rona Barron, who stepped down last week. She was elected to the seat in November of 2023. Qualified applicants must be registered voters. You have to live within the city limits of Leavenworth and have lived within the city limits for one continuous year. The appointed individual will serve the remainder of the term, beginning in November to December of next year. Interested residents have to submit a letter of interest outlining your experience and qualifications. The application, by the way, can be found on the City of Leavenworth's website. Your deadline is 4 o'clock on October 25th. A closely watched race to replace departing Chelan County Commissioner Tiffany Gehring comes down to an experienced campaigner against a first-time candidate, both of them looking for new opportunities. Brad Hawkins is retiring as the state senator from the 12th Legislative District. His district, of course, was redrawn, and so he opted to move into the commissioner's race instead. Flint Hartwig is a retiring builder and developer running in his first political campaign. Both, like Gehring, are Republicans, and they're facing off in the November 5th general election. NCW Life interviewed both candidates at the same time in our studios last month. By the way, you can watch the full version of this interview on our website.
What issues do you think, as a candidate, are crying out to be addressed in Chelan County that you think you could deal with well as commissioner? And you have 2 minutes for this answer.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I think that the building department needs to tune up. It's too hard to get permits right now. We're building the Alethea Riding Center, and it took us 7 months to get a permit with exactly one comment back as a question. So we need to kind of reorganize that department a little bit, get that moving. I feel like we're in a bit of a housing crisis right now. We're building about 60% of the houses that we were just a few years ago, and that's going to translate to bigger problems in the future. I have plans to do small houses that would sell for around $250,000, and so far the city of Entiat has agreed to entertain that project. I also see budget crisis coming down the pipe because right now we're living off 2022 valuations, and the 2023 valuations came out, they're a little bit less, so there's going to have to be some tightening of the budget, and that's something I would be particularly good at. And also law enforcement needs all the help they can get, so I'm basically just an essential roles of government kind of guy. I want the smallest, most efficient government we can have, and so we're talking about potholes, roads, and also just want to reduce waste everywhere I can. I think my business background specifically is going to be it would be my strong suit. I'm very good at managing money, and I'm very good at managing people, and I'm very good at getting results. So all my experiences have counted on that. If I'm going to have a successful company, I have to get results when money is spent, and I have to hold people accountable. So the big difference for me is just going to be, be a different scene, but the same principles apply. So I just want efficiency. I want the smallest government we can have.
First off, we are blessed to live in Chelan County. It's a beautiful place, but it isn't without its challenges. I think we need to continue to grow and diversify our county economy so that we can maintain a balanced budget and maintain the county services. I do see some issues with valuations, but also with potential flattening of our sales tax revenue. And the county receives a substantial amount of revenue for its budget from sales tax and property taxes. And if we can continue to grow and diversify the county economy and maintain a balanced budget, we can hopefully help mitigate the growing property taxes that people are experiencing all throughout Chelan County. We do have challenges with affordable housing. We have some human service issues as well, with homeless and a significant amount of fentanyl now coming into the county. But I think the biggest issue crying out to Chelan County is our wildfire risk. And when we look at wildfire, we have to kind of look at two things. One is the initial firefighting and fire suppression, and then also the long-term strategic effort to reduce the fuels within Chelan County. Chelan County has a vast amount of federal lands, and we are really susceptible to lightning strikes and human-caused fires. So if we can continue to figure out a way where we can put out the fires soon after they start, rather than just managing them once they get burning, and strategically thin the forest, removing the small diameter trees, clearing out the underbrush, treating the landscape with prescribed fire, we can help generate some economic activity from the forest. But I bet all of those things, along with some others, are challenges to Chelan County. But like I said, we are blessed to live here.
The Brave Warrior Project, the local nonprofit that supports families and individuals affected by chronic illness and disabilities, they raised $130 grand. That's pretty good. They had their third annual Shine a Light auction. It was back on September 28th at Omi Gardens. They had a margarita wall. They had a live and silent auction of donated items, a live performance by warriors from the organization, and a testimonial from Brave Warrior Project parent Stephanie Gates. The evening also included a honorary award presented to Rufus Woods for his commitment and support to the organization. About 190 people attended the event. And the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center and their students are now more equipped for their futures in film and television. The Digital Media Arts program got a $10,000 grant from Film Workforce Development, and they're going to use that money to buy 3 new monitors and cameras. The district said the goal of the new equipment is to give students hands-on experience using professional-grade equipment. The cameras are the same ones that we use here at the television station, and digital media students have previously worked for our station, of course, helping us out with athletic coverage. The cameras will be used for live streaming local events, sporting events, and student productions, so go get them, kids. Enjoy the equipment. It's nice when you got good equipment. And that is the news on this Tuesday morning. Another newscast comes your way tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. What's going on in the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington? That's what we're here for. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, the evening news on television. If that doesn't work for you, it's up and running on the internet. It'll be on our homepage, ncwlife.com. Our news will be on our Facebook page. It'll be on our YouTube page. Probably a couple of pages I don't even know about. And if there's something out there that you think is newsworthy, you get a hold of us. Love to hear from you. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Something that's never happened in the history of the baseball playoffs. All 4 division series are tied at a game apiece. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Another fall sports season is upon us. Yes, we'll be talking about Eastmont football, but also volleyball and girls soccer. Be sure and join us for the Eastmont Wildcats all season long right here on the NCW Life channel, your local TV station.
Coverage is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Together for Youth, and Valley Tractor.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hello, 3 tickets, please.
Oh, the Discovery Center is free to visit.
So you're telling me we could look at the fish for free?
Yep, that's free.
But how much is it to drive the steamboat?
Todo es gratis.
So you're telling me that we could go play on the playground?
Still free.
It's free.
Exactly. Gratis, gratis, gratis. The Discovery Center at Rocky Beach. It's free.
20 minutes after the hour in sports, no lack of drama in the divisional series. These are all getting really good. Very exciting game. Tigers with a home run in the 9th inning. Pull off a road victory over Cleveland. The final there was 3-0. That series is tied at a game apiece. They're off today. They'll play Wednesday in Detroit at 12:08 on TBS. And at Yankee Stadium in New York, Royals hold on and they beat my Yankees. That's okay. I'll get over it. That series is now tied at a game apiece, and they'll play Game 3 in Kansas City tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock on TBS. Baseball today, guess what? Both National League Division Series are tied at a game apiece. They'll be in Queens, New York. The Mets will be hosting the Phillies. Game 3 of their series at 2 o'clock this afternoon on FS1. And this series is getting a little chippy between the Dodgers and the Padres. They'll be at 6 o'clock tonight. And again, all their series are tied at a game apiece. Prep volleyball scoreboard, Chelan showed while they're the number 2 ranked team in 1A. They had no problem sweeping Sela 3-0 on the court. Cleellum swept Cascade in volleyball 3-0. Antioch got swept by Waterville Mansfield 3-0. Cascade Christian Academy did win a couple of sets, but in the end it was Wilson Creek 3, Cascade Christian Academy 2. Prep volleyball schedule, Wenatchee is at Lake Stevens. Wenatchee is not scared to schedule tough opponents, and they're doing it again. The Panthers are 8-0 and number 4 in the RPI rankings. The Lake Stevens Vikings are 5-2 and number 10 in the RPI rankings. This will be a good one. That's at 6 o'clock tonight in Lake Stevens. Sela will travel to Sunnyside in Big 9 volleyball. For the smaller schools, Kashmir is number 3 on the 1A volleyball rankings. They're sneaky good. They got Waloot coming to town at 6:30. Tenaska will be at Omak at 6:30. Ellensburg is number 2 in the 2A RPI. They'll host Grandview at 6 o'clock. Ephrata will be at Quincy in volleyball also at 6 o'clock. At 6:30, it's Toppenish at Othello, East Valley at Prosser, and Okanagan is at Lake Roosevelt. More prep volleyball. I told you there was a lot going on. Bridgeport at Brewster at 6:30. Moses Lake Christian travels to Waterville Mansfield. They'll start at 6:30. At 6:15 in volleyball, it's Thorpe at Pateris. Garden City Academy will travel to Soap Lake. They'll have their first serve at 6:15. At 6 o'clock tonight, Antioch plays host to Easton, and Oroville welcomes Wilson Creek to town at 6 o'clock. That's just volleyball. Soccer, busy too. Kashmir, number 4 in the WIAA RPI rankings in the 1A division. They'll host Walook at Vale Elementary School at 6 o'clock tonight. It's a day game for Omak. Cascade in town at 3:30. At 4 o'clock on the pitch is Tenasket at Chelan, Brewster at Okanagan, Oroville at Lake Roosevelt at 4:30, Pateris at Manson at 6 o'clock. More prep soccer, Bridgeport at Libertyville at 4:30. Sela travels to Ephrata at 6 o'clock. Quincy welcomes Prosser in CWAC action at 6 o'clock. Ellensburg and Toppenish will go a little bit earlier, 4 o'clock. They don't have lights at the field in Ellensburg, so you have to play when the sun's up. Quincy will welcome Prosser at 6 o'clock, and Othello is at Grandview at 6 o'clock. And look what snuck up on us. Hockey. The Seattle Kraken begin another hockey season. In fact, they play the very first game in the States. They had a couple of games like in Yugoslavia or Czechoslovakia or something over the weekend. But the Kraken get the season underway at home in Seattle at 1:30 this afternoon. It'll be the debut of the new coach, Dan Bilsma. The St. Louis Blues in town against the Seattle Kraken. Take the afternoon off. Watch it 1:30 on ESPN. How did NHL hockey sneak up on me all of a sudden? But here it is, game 1 of the NHL season. Those are just some of the games that people are playing at 24 minutes after the hour. 5 obscure holidays on the agenda if you wish to celebrate them, or not at all. It's entirely up to you. It's National Fluffernutter Day. I don't know what that is. It's International Podiatry Day. I know what that is. That's your feet. The feet are the foundation of the body. You got happy feet, the rest of the body falls in line. Trust me on that. National Face Your Fears Day. I have a phobia. It's being on television. It's Own Your Own Business Day today. We're not doing any of those today. We're celebrating one of the strangest creatures on this planet, the octopus. The octopus is interesting. I mean, it has 3 hearts, but no bones. That means they can get into some pretty tight spaces, and they do. Octopuses, some of the smaller octopuses, will live in bottles that they find on the ocean floor. Scientists think that octopuses are colorblind. They don't know. You know, they can't give an eye test to an octopus. But it doesn't stop them from instantly camouflaging themselves when necessary. Octopuses are very good at matching the colors of the seabed or the rocks to cover themselves and hide themselves from predators. Octopuses live wherever they can. They live inside bottles and shipwrecks. They'll move a lot wherever the food is, but if they have a more permanent pad and a regular source of food, octopuses will put shells and other objects in an octopus's garden outside to decorate. It's true. It's not just a great song by the Beatles. If they're hungry enough, an octopus will eat a younger member of its own species. Scientists have also observed that female octopuses will eat their mate after they, well, do the deed. In order to avoid being killed after doing the deed, male octopuses have special adaptations to help them. For one thing, they mate at arm's lengths, and then they get the heck out of there. Not a bad idea there. You don't want to be eaten. And each one of the octopus's tentacles operates completely independently from the body as a whole. So they can't tie themselves up in knots, and they figured it out. It's been discovered that octopus tentacles can stick to everything except themselves, meaning that an octopus is safe from itself. The octopus. It's fascinating, but kind of weird. Anyway, happy National Octopus Day for all you octopuses watching today's show. Today in history, the Great Chicago Fire gets all the love, but it was nothing compared to the Great Peshtigo Fire in Wisconsin, which broke out on the same day. In fact, 4 major fires break out on the shores of Lake Michigan. The Great Chicago Fire, the famous Mrs. O'Leary's cow, which didn't really happen. In Holland, Michigan, they had a huge fire. In Manistee, Michigan, they had a huge fire, but the big one, as far as loss of life, was in Peshtigo, Wisconsin. It occurred the same day as the Great Chicago Fire. The Peshtigo Fire has been largely forgotten, even though it killed 5 times as many people. Only about 300 people died in the Great Chicago Fire. They figure at least 2,000 people died in the Peshtigo Fire. It burned so hot and so intense, and the buildings went down so quickly, a lot of survivors made it simply by jumping into the river or into the lake to save their own lives. They think at least 2,000 people died in that fire. It would make it the deadliest wildfire in American history, and yet it's all but forgotten today, overshadowed by the Great Chicago Fire. October 8th, 1918, 106 years ago today, in the Argonne Forest in France, Corporal Alvin C. York of the United States Army single-handedly kills 28 German soldiers and captures 132. Single-handedly killed 128 Germans and captured 132. Needless to say, Corporal Alvin C. York was awarded the Medal of Honor and became a national hero for the remainder of his life. 67 years ago today, still the greatest pitching performance in baseball history. There have been other perfect games, but this is the World Series. The World Series. Everybody's watching. The imperfect man, Don Larson, who would have a losing record for his career, one day caught lightning in a bottle. And on October 8th, 1956, at Yankee Stadium in New York City, Don Larson pitches the only perfect game in World Series history, and here is how it ended. It is still amazing to this day. Don Larson pitching a perfect game in the World Series. Greatest pitching performance ever. I don't think anybody has any argument with that. And in the Pacific Northwest, it's known simply as the double. The bottom of the 11th inning, the 5th and deciding game, Edgar Martinez drives home the tying and winning runs, and the Mariners beat my Yankees in the American League Division Series 6-5. They win the series 3-2. Edgar Martinez bats .571 with 10 RBIs. Ken Griffey Jr. hit 5 home runs in the series. In case you've never seen it, and even though this is painful for me, here it is again.
No balls and a strike to Martinez. Line drive, we are tied. Griffin is coming around, and the corner's Bernie. He's going to try to score. Here's the division championship. Mariners win it. Mariners win it.
I don't think there's any debate. It's the most significant base hit in Mariner history. The Mariners went on, of course, to the American League Championship Series where they lost to the Orioles, but it reinvigorated baseball in the Pacific Northwest. They eventually got a new stadium. The Double is 29 years old today, and even though it's been 29 years, I have pretty much gotten over it. Pretty much. Just do some birthdays. If you watched the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, you saw Jesse Jackson. He's now confined to a wheelchair, but he's still out there. The American minister and activist. I always respected Jesse Jackson. He is 83 years old today. Of course, he got his big break on Saturday Night Live, and then he made 5 National Lampoon Vacation films. I'm talking about Chevy Chase. 5 vacation films, 1.5 are actually funny. Fletch was a pretty good movie. Caddyshack, of course, is a pretty good movie. Three Amigos, not so much, of course, and then Community. Before Chevy Chase found fame, he worked as a cab driver, a truck driver, a motorcycle messenger, a construction worker. He was a waiter, a busboy, a fruit picker, a produce manager in a supermarket, a professional drummer, an audio engineer. He was a salesman in a wine store and a theater usher. Chevy Chase is 81 years old today. Matt Damon, of course, won the Oscar for Best Screenplay for Good Will Hunting, and then Saving Private Ryan, The Talented Mr. Ripley, the Jason Bourne franchise, still making those movies, I think. The Ocean's 11, 12, 13 franchise as well. Matt Damon is 54 years old today. And one of those people who can do it all in the world of entertainment. He can sing, he can write, he produces, he acts. He is Bruno Mars, and he is 39 years old today and still doing it. So, how's your HVAC system holding up? It's just it's schizophrenic, isn't it? I mean, it's, you know, mid to upper 70s in the day and lower 40s at night, and your AC and your heater doesn't know what the heck to do. Well, eventually the heater will be taking over from your AC if it hasn't already. And if you think something might be a little cattywampus with it, give Alpine Air a call. For heat and air, call Alpine Air, our platinum sponsor. Mike McDonough's got an opinion about what I forgot because I put it in the system yesterday. Sorry. And then if you haven't, if you watched yesterday's news, you saw the short version of a really cool feature story about Maverick, the new canine drug-sniffing dog that the East Wenatchee Police Department was able to get. You're going to hear from Chief Rick Johnson of the East Wenatchee Police Department. You're going to hear from Officer Conley, who is Maverick's handler. We were going to interview Maverick, but Maverick is a dog. A long feature on something I think you're going to find fascinating. This coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. Soul purpose planning, soul being spelled S-O-U-L, your insides, as opposed to S-O-L-E, a one topic deal. You get that's the bread and butter of you, isn't it? Soul purpose planning, the inside of you.
Right, and I mean, soul purpose planning is like planning by itself. It's really about a deeper connection with like you understanding like your soul purpose in life. Like, what is that? It might not have anything to do with money at all. If it doesn't have anything to do with money, it's totally fine. But how does money affect it? How could money enhance it? And those are things that when we go through soul purpose planning, or we graduate it to prosperity planning, like we want to really understand, right, with our clients. So I think like knowing your life and knowing what you want out of your life and accomplishing the things that you want out of your life and actually doing those things, putting action into those things that you want to do. So many people say that they want to do this, they want to do that. They never do it, right? So you can go to, you know, are you a dreamer or do you complete your dreams, right? The action backs it up, right? I've been to so many conferences over the years where you listen to somebody and you're listening to a thought leader. How many times have we heard, I'm listening to a thought leader? I don't need to hear any more thought leaders. I don't need any more, you know, ideas. I need a result leader. I need somebody who's gonna like show me results, right? And that's where we get with like the soul purpose planning is once we get down to that soul purpose, like how can we show people results so that they can really understand that life soul purpose? Because that's where they're gonna have the most meaning in life.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
In Digital Media Arts program, we learn about video production gear and editing by the combination of class projects and nonprofit work and employment.
It makes things happen. Yeah. It's pretty magical.
We work in the industry at the Wenatchee Round, NCAA Live Channel, and the Town Toyota Center events. Every day we work with industry standard equipment for a hands-on learning experience.
Check out ClubCrowCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
It might be sunny now, but fall is in the air, and we've got you covered here on the NCAA Life Channel. If it's Wenatchee Panther football, volleyball, or girls soccer, we've got you covered. So tune in to your local TV station, the NCAA Life Channel, for Wenatchee Panther sports. Coverage is presented by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, and Highlander Golf Course and Grill.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally. Everybody's entitled to my opinion when someone mentions white male privilege. Us white guys got our panties in a pucker. What privilege, we say? I work for everything I have. Well, the privilege we're talking about here is not something we had to earn. And also, truly, it's not something that we're deliberately trying to take from someone else. It's just the benefit that society gives us because of our maleness and the color of our skin. Now, I'm sorry, let's face it. I have accomplished some things in my life due to hard work, education, responsibility, etc. There's no denying that. But I also have to admit that I may not have had the same payoffs for that hard work and responsibility. or the same opportunities I've had if I had been female, Hispanic, black, what have you. Now, is there any shame in admitting that? No, of course not. And admitting it doesn't negate my hard work and responsibility. But denying I've had this privilege, well, that smacks of social injustice and a denial of the unfairness of life that has been unfair in my favor and at someone else's expense. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCW Life app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCW Life app now.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation, and let's build something amazing together.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily home, where something extraordinary is waiting. Fall has arrived at the Gilded Lily. Luscious colors of rust, orange, and gold lead you throughout the entire store. Gourmet foods to delight your guests. Stylish linens, handcrafted jewelry. The Gilded Lily home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items for your home, your kitchen, your lifestyle.
So for starters, we encourage our people to come to us with ideas, right? I'm big on, hey, bring me solutions, don't bring me problems. And Officer Conley actually created a proposal that he brought to myself and the assistant chief, and it had everything in it from onboarding the dog to fundraising to how the program would be sustained. And once he had pitched it to me, I said, okay, let's pitch it to the mayor and council. And he helped me with that, and we got a really successful result on that. Some of it were based on, I guess, assumptions about raising the funds. We budgeted $35,000 for the K-9 program for 2024 with the assumption that we'd be able to raise the money and the understanding with the city. And just in 8 months, we raised $30,000 all from one community grant locally, and then the rest, that was about $8,000, and then the rest from local donation, just citizens and businesses. Yeah.
So canine dogs normally only work in jail settings, ones that are trained to alert on fentanyl specifically. So how does it feel to have a dog with that ability here now serving at your department?
Yeah, when the program was pitched, the legislation wasn't complete on reclassifying fentanyl for it being a drug that canine dogs working the road could detect. We knew it was in the works, but some things had to come together, and the timing really just worked out. We got lucky that that legislation was ultimately signed and reclassified on September 11th, and then Officer Conley and Maverick graduated on September 16th. We knew that fentanyl is an epidemic in Washington State and in our area too, with the number of overdoses we have and cases we have, and we knew there's all kinds of, I guess, approaches going on right now to combat the fentanyl crisis, but enforcement and detection and getting it off our streets is still a big piece of that. And we knew that getting a canine dog that did have the ability to do that, working in our area, would yield positive results. And I think in the first 10 days we've seen that.
Tell us a bit more about those positive results you've already seen as Maverick has kind of gotten to work here recently for the community.
Yeah, so he's sold to the community as a regional resource because we don't want to raise funds and then he would just be used in East Wenatchee. And part of the interagency local cooperation that goes on here in this valley is sharing of resources and tools like that. So the other agencies are aware he's working. He did his first weekend this last weekend, and the searches that he did resulted in 6 different vehicles being searched, 5 of them off of a search warrant. And what that looks like is usually a traffic stop, and officers see something that would lead them to believe that there could be narcotics in the vehicle. It could be something that looks like paraphernalia, behaviors that are going on in the vehicle, but 5 of those vehicles were taken for search warrants. The search warrants are still being processed on those vehicles, but just in the last weekend, he seized over 80 fentanyl pills resulted as a result of his search warrants, and then 3 firearms were recovered out of a vehicle that was seized for a narcotics search warrant. Maverick isn't trained to detect on firearms, but obviously we find other things once officers are in the vehicle for a search warrant related to the narcotics. Methamphetamine also located, and like I said, just one weekend. So I anticipate it's going to build.
So in this day and age with the current legislation that's just recently changed, how difficult is it and what is the time frame like for departments and communities to get a canine like Maverick?
Yeah, so Maverick was trained through Washington Department of Corrections has a program where they don't charge the Sheriff's Office and police departments to send their handlers and dogs through. The person who runs that program locates these rescue dogs and then decides if they're a fit for the program. Right now, it's a 2.5-year wait. It's so much buzz, I guess, around getting these dogs that are going to be trained in fentanyl detection. So he's actually closed it down. He runs 2 classes a year of 4 dogs per class, 4 dogs and handlers. In each of those classes, one of those dog and handlers is earmarked for the Department of Corrections. So it's going to be a slow process to get dogs that are trained in fentanyl detection out on the road in Washington State. So we're really lucky to have one in our community, and I think we're going to see the benefits of that over the next few years.
Can you tell our viewers a bit about Maverick's age, breed, and then how he became available for this program?
So he was a 3-year-old. He's a 3-year-old German Shepherd. He was donated to the Department of Corrections, who hosted the training. Typically they're rescue dogs, however he's kind of a cool, different scenario. He was privately donated to the program. So when I got him, he already had some training with like German words and German commands, which has been super helpful.
So you communicate with him in German when you give him commands?
Most of his commands, are in German.
All right, and so I understand that he was selected as a rescue dog for this program, and then when you got there, you were partnered with him?
Correct, yeah. So after the first week, we worked with all the dogs in the program, and they're assigned by personality. So he was assigned based on our drive and our personality and all that. So that's how he got assigned to me at the end of week 1.
So tell us a bit about what your relationship with Maverick is like now.
It's pretty good. He's pretty protective of me. We like to have fun. This is all just a big game to him. He doesn't know that he's finding drugs. He just likes to get the ball. So I make it fun for him.
All right, so I understand that you and Maverick graduated together from the Narcotic Detection Training Program around September 19th. Can you tell our viewers a bit more about what that training involves and how it's prepared Maverick to serve our local community?
Yes, it was 6 weeks at the Airway Heights prison. 5 weeks there, and we did another week of on the road training at some prisons. He learned how to search vehicles, luggage, parcels, you could say. and buildings, like interior buildings and whatnot. So he got a lot of repetitions of doing that, imprinted on fentanyl, methamphetamines, cocaine, and heroin.
So he is trained to detect all of those?
He's trained to alert the odor of those. That's correct.
All right, so walk us through some aspects of your role as a canine handler. In what ways do you support Maverick in his work and try to continue his training on the job?
So we do, like I said, best I can, nightly training. For our certification, we have to do 16 hours a month, but the track that we're going with this first week, we're going to be well over that. Just that last weekend, I was able to train just for 9 hours. So, and like I said earlier, it's just a game to him. So he just likes to have fun. So I just try to make it fun for him, and that so far it's had great success.
Yeah, so to him, he's not working.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, he was selected because of his extremely high ball drive, which is what we call it. He was donated because he didn't make it as a house pet somewhere. So, because he's always all over the place. All he cares about the ball. He doesn't care about anything else. He's destructive when it comes to jumping up on tables or something like that. So that's why he was given the job of doing something like that.
I was going to ask, because you mentioned, he failed previously as a house pet somewhere. I understand now he lives with you.
He does.
How has that been? You mentioned an issue with jumping on tables.
Yeah. He has his own kennel that was graciously donated by, the TGR Roofing is the one who built it for him. It's outdoor, it's enclosed, it's gated roof, really nice roof, I should say, because they're a roofing company. He likes it a lot, so he lives there pretty much most of the time he's at home.
How does he search cars or areas, and what does he do to alert you?
Typically with a car, that's when he gets the most exposure on working the street. He'll start with an exterior search. He searches door seams, underneath, anywhere, and then if he sees alerts or detects odor, he'll start with a change of behavior. And if he gets close to the odor or the source, or if it's a lot of odor, he'll do a sit response.
What precautions are taken to protect Maverick's health as he's searching for drugs, since he is working with these opioid substances?
Yeah, so like I said, he just sits on the odor, so not necessarily every time he hits on it is he touching his nose directly to fentanyl. However, I haven't been aware of any documented overdoses of dogs, but we do carry Narcan on our person and in the car as well. And me being a handler, I carry extra Narcan with me as well too if needed. Good dog! That's a good boy! That's a good boy!
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure, on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
Flessenow is a small village in Germany, the heritage home to the Bruders family. Today, the Bruders family call Leavenworth home and make award-winning wines that celebrate the American dream. New Flessenow Cellars has spectacular views anywhere around the property, so bring your friends to taste award-winning handcrafted wines and seasonal specialties. New Flessenow is perfect for any celebration. From their family to yours, stop by this weekend and experience the charm for yourself.
Downtown Wenatchee, something for everyone. Find custom floral designs for any occasion at Mountain Chick Floral. Even more wonderful plants and gifts abound in every corner in their new location at 7A South Wenatchee Avenue.
The original children's shop in downtown Wenatchee. We carry the latest in quality children's wear. Come visit us for mommy and me styles and great books and toys for all ages. I look forward to meeting you soon at the original children's shop.
Downtown Wenatchee, it's all here.
Why shop Boswell's Furniture in Wenatchee? Their selection is amazing with 2 floors of quality home furnishings. You'll find comfort and style for your living room, solid wood craftsmanship for your dining room, plus beautiful bedroom sets and luxury mattresses for your main or guest bedrooms. Shop Boswell's on Easy Street in Wenatchee for superior customer service and free local delivery. Find the perfect furnishings to fit your home and lifestyle at Boswell's Furniture. It's closer than you think.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works Shared Membership Model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Before we send you on your way with the weather forecast, a little programming reminder, Shop Talk, if you will. Believe it or not, October 18th is not that far away. It's only 10 days away. And why is that an important date? Well, if you're a registered voter, that's the day that the local county auditors will be mailing out your general election ballot for the November 5th general election. And we have endeavored, and by we, I mean other people, have endeavored to get almost every candidate who are running for whatever race it is, local or legislative race, in our studios for interviews, both at the same time. You already saw us a little snippet of the interview that Jefferson Robbins conducted with Flint Hartwig and Brad Hawkins, both running for the Chelan County Commission seat that's being vacated by Tiffany Gehring. We're going to have we're going to roll these out in a couple of segments during our evening news between now and October 18th. We'll be airing one of the interviews that we've been doing, and then the entire interview will be available on our website once it airs on our NCW Life Evening News. So they're all going to be there. In fact, it's kind of a patchwork thing, especially for legislative races, because as you know by now, a federal judge has redrawn the districts. So it used to be just the 12th district was pretty much our state representatives. The two state representatives and the state senate were all represented from the 12th district, which was encompassing the greater Wenatchee, East Wenatchee area. That's not the case anymore. Now we have the 12th district and we have the 7th district, which incorporates the Wenatchee Valley. So all of these interviews will be rolled out one at a time on our website, and I'm talking about the full-length interviews that Jefferson conducted, and both of the candidates were nice enough to sit down with Jefferson at the same time. So we believe it's important that you be not only an informed voter, but a very informed voter, and we're taking care of that. So right now on our website, the full interview with Brad Hawkins and Flint Hartwig are available, and then we're going to have the Douglas County PUD Commission race between Matthew Hebner and Ron Skagen, and then the 12th District House race between Heather Colin and Brian Burnett, the other 12th District House race, the incumbent Mike Steele is being challenged by Daniel Scott. Chelan County PUD Commissioner race, the 12th District Senate, Keith Gaynor is trying to move from the House to the Senate. He and his opponent, Jay Mayhew, came in to do interviews. Yesterday, we had the two competitors for the 7th District House. Douglas County Commissioner race, that's an open seat because Kyle Steinberg isn't running for re-election. Randy Agnew and Paula Lamala. We're going to have all of these posted one day at a time on our website once they air on the evening news. So you can check out the interviews in full before you fill out your ballot. All right. Let's do some weather forecasting, shall we? First of all, I showed you this at the start of the show. We're going to show it to you again from the Climate Prediction Center, what they think is going to happen next week. And yeah, warm. This is for the week of the 13th through the 17th. It came out yesterday, and we have about a 60 to 70% chance of seeing warmer than normal temperatures. No surprise there. It's been a warmer than normal year by a lot. Who's kidding who? And as far as precipitation is concerned, although we need the rain, and we're leaning above a 50-50 chance of getting some precipitation, we still need a lot. We're way behind where we should be rain-wise. Hopefully that'll pan out. It'll go even more, but we shall see. In the meantime, the next 7 days look something like this. Lots of sunshine today. 77, 78 for the afternoon high. Not a lot of wind. 51 for the overnight low tonight. And then a weak weather system moves through tomorrow. It's going to make things a little breezy, cloud us up a little bit, but still very mild, with a high of 70. Clear on Wednesday night, overnight low about 42. Sunshine Thursday and 66. Sunshine Friday 68. How does 74 and 76 sound on Saturday and Sunday? Wow. It's been a very warm October. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.